Good morning and welcome to DBS This Morning. It's a beautiful day here in the Helen of the West and we are happy to wake up with you as always. Today's feature, well, reading month is the month of May, so we caught up with the RC school, the Tiroshi RC school. I did a little bit of a reading for the young ones and I enjoyed it to the max. We're going to take you into that in a bit. We also caught up with Makeba Alcide, a St. Lucian athlete who is putting on her very own meet. It's the second year and we caught up with her as well. But first, let's tap into the news desk. Kendall?
Good morning. Time now for a summary of your top stories. Home Affairs Minister Dr. Virginia Albert Poyot remains optimistic that the relocation of the Immigration Department will bring an end to health and safety concerns there.
The building in which they operate also has some challenges in terms of health issues. And this we have done on a number of times. We have done deep cleaning, we have done air quality tests. Government has spent quite a bit of money on this building. However, we have identified a new location. And this new location, we are presently doing some retrofitting work in that area. And we are putting some pressure on the landlord to expedite the process because we want the employees to move across to that new location. So we are again doing another set of deep cleaning so that the workers can continue to work. So we are putting all measures in place to ensure that we demonstrate to the workers that we care about their welfare and for us to continue to serve the public. We know passport is a very sensitive issue. It is one where people really need their passports to travel and we would not want to deny the public of the services that they need. So I'm also encouraging the employees to make the little extra sacrifice, what they can do for us to give our people the type of services that they deserve.
Staff complaints about working conditions have hampered the efficient functioning of the department and contributed to public frustration over the resulting delays in the processing of passports. The father of a student who was suspended from school for allegedly calling an ambulance for another student in medical distress has no confidence that anything will be done to right the wrong he says was committed against his son. The Ministry of Education, however, says it is conducting a probe into the incident.
A very unfortunate situation. I'm happy that the student is recovering, but to the best of my knowledge, there has been some engagement with the school. The Chief Education Officer, our Deputy Chief Education Officer has reached out to the school and there has been reports prepared by the school principal, the District Education Officer. At the moment, our Deputy Chief Education Officer is off island, but I'm expecting that as soon as she returns in for Monday's briefing, that we will be in a better position to respond to or to give some further feedback as to what would have obtained since.
The mother of the sick child has hailed the suspended student a hero, while others have called into local talk shows to express surprise and disappointment with the school's decision. The St. Lucia National Archives received an aerial scanner from the government of Mexico. The device will help the archives digitize its historical records and was presented to the National Archives Authority on Friday, May 26.
Preserving historical documents is an important component of a society's cultural heritage. These historical documents are fundamental to a nation's patrimony, continuity of historical and cultural values, national pride, and identity. By donating a professional scanner to St. Lucia, we hoped to ensure the proper preservation of these documents so they are accessible at any given time and for future generations to benefit from them.
Once digitized, historically significant original documents can be stored remotely in an atmosphere that will prevent further natural degradation and aging. Now, the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project officially handed over 5,000 laptops to grade 6 and Form 1 students as well as public servants on Friday.
The presentation of these high-end laptops today will serve to increase the resilience in our service delivery to our varied clients in the face of any future man-made or natural disasters. Remote working and alternative working arrangements have become a necessity to improve and increase workplace productivity, and the use of ICT is integral in ensuring business continuity plans are achievable. The Department of Finance has also made a conscious effort in our procurement procedures to acquire more mobile devices to our staff as we strive to improve the resilience in our service delivery.
The presentation is in keeping with the government's promise of 1 laptop per child as well as the modernization of the public sector. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
And thank you, Kendall. We take a break. We'll be back shortly. And now for our first feature, we caught up with Makeba Alcide, a former St. Lucian athlete who is not just sitting on the sideline now, but she has gone ahead and is making her very own contribution towards the development of the sport on the island. She is this is her second year of putting on her very own Makeba Alcide sport meet. We caught up with Makeba Alcide. Makeba Alcide, of course, is an avid, retired now, but was an international St. Lucian art athlete for quite some time here, representing St. Lucia on a very large scale for a while now. Makeba has recently, this is going to be her second year that she's putting on her very own meet, and we caught up with her. We wanted to learn a little bit more about, the birthing of that, why she decided to go that route, and what's her plans and her hopes and dreams for initiating such an event. Makeba, how are you?
I'm doing well. A little bit stressed out and planning the meet, but it's going well so far.
Wonderful.
So
it's your second year.
Yes.
Tell us about the meet. Tell us about this Makeba Alcide meet. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Right.
So the Makeba Alcide Track and Field Classic, we started last year, 2022,
right.
And it was just an idea. Literally, I planned it in about 3 weeks because I realized there was a long break of non-competition for the athletes. The St. Lucia Athletics Association hosts most of the meets for on the calendar, and there was like a 2-month break between the previous meet, which was in April, and then the next one was in June. So for athletes, especially my athletes, because I'm a coach, I realized that it was a disadvantage to them when they're trying to qualify for various competitions, and so that's when we decided to have the meet. Last year was a success in that we got some good participation. We had athletes who went to the Commonwealth Games run really pretty quickly at the competition, and they really enjoyed the meet. We got feedback that it was one of the best meets planned for the year. So this year we're trying to up the standards, and we actually have 2 teams coming from Dominica.
Wow.
So it'll add another layer of competition for our athletes in that they'll get some type of regional competition, and as we continue to grow, we want to open it up to more islands in the region.
Wonderful. I like this. Absolutely love this. And let me just say from now, this is a remarkable move. Much needed, I might add. You've been there. You've been doing it. You've been on the international standard for quite some time. But basically, it's been very few. Like we could count 1, we could count 2 athletes professionally, regional athletes, international athletes coming out of St. Lucia. Is your hope to change that as part of this meet?
Yes, one of the things that we hear a lot in the track and field world is that St. Lucia is full of talent. St. Lucia is full of talent. And we don't see it out there because when kids leave the secondary school, they don't know what to do. That transition period between getting a scholarship to college is very difficult. And so one of the reasons the meet again is held and is to give athletes another opportunity to compete at a high standard, and also to just make them have some fun and enjoy competition, and do it in a way that is not rigid per se, but it's more of the entertainment part. Because I've been around the world, and if you watch track and field now, it's not just a rigid thing, it's entertaining and the crowds are engaged and everything. So we're trying to get into that aspect in St. Lucia, and I think if people could adopt that movement, then we'll get more persons to be part of the sport, more sponsors to come on board, and even more athletes to run at a high level.
Let's talk about where we're at right now. The last time we caught up with you was when you and the team were leaving for, the Curveta Games, and we caught up with you then. And we saw quite some very, very excited participants going on off with you. Where are we at right now in terms of, I'm speaking to you because you've done it, you've been there. You must have a passion or a drive. You must have something in your mind as to where you would like to see us as a St. Lucian community when it comes to athletics or sports or track and field. Where we are right now?
In terms of track and field, I think we're in a good spot. If we use the success we've had at the Curveta Games, I think that was our biggest medal haul since 2009 when I was an athlete and I was part of that Curveta team. The Curveta is high-level competition. It used to be a developmental meet where you just send athletes you want to develop, but now it's turned into a very high level of competition. And so you have to up the stakes if you want to be able to be part of that, of the top guns. And so for us, we were very excited when we had prepared athletes for the competition. Last year we started trying to send those athletes out to small competitions in Martinique, and everybody that was on that team at the Carifta Games was either a returner from Carifta who had gone to Carifta already, or they were on those teams we had sent over to Martinique. So they got that little bit of experience. So going into the competition, they were a lot more confident, a lot more exposed to competition outside of St. Lucia, so they were able to perform at a high level.
Speak to our national approach now to our craft, our sports. Room for improvement maybe, or we getting there?
I mean, there's definitely room for improvement. Then, as we stand, the National Association or the National Athletics Association is still, not sponsored, or we don't have any funds. So it's very difficult trying to source those funds to be able to help develop athletes, and also send athletes to competitions. So I think right now we need to find a way to be able to get those funds to get our athletes those opportunities. I mean, one of the easiest ways to do it is to host a high-level competition at home and invite people to come over. That's pretty easy, but again, with the state of our track in our national stadium in Vieux-Fort, you can't really invite persons over. We're hoping that with the Soufrière Mini Stadium coming on board, and we should be able to get some high-level competition in St. Lucia and get it to be an entertaining thing.
You as a person who've excelled within the sporting fraternity, let's now speak to in terms of the corporate world. I mean, we've got a few of them on board, but in terms of getting everybody to be on the same page when it comes to support for athletics and what it does for an individual, probably a different avenue. Everybody can't be a lawyer, everybody can't be a doctor, everybody can't be a news personnel. In terms of athletics, you now on the ground, and you're seeing how many of the young people who has got potential in that field. Speak to the importance of getting backing to be able to give them that opportunity to excel.
I think it's very important to be able to give athletes the opportunity to excel. If I use myself as an example, it took me probably 3 Carifta Games, competing at 3 Carifta Games before I even became a medalist. So we need to be able to expose athletes to those types of competitions, and not just the Carifta Games, but regional competition, international competition. And we will start to see the successes. Right now, our team, which was at the Carifta Games, I'll use the Carifta Games, was actually, majority of the team was based from St. Lucia. So these are local athletes who are homegrown, who train in St. Lucia. And we had about 3 of them who compete well. 2 were in college, and then 1 was in Jamaica. And we've seen a shift for St. Lucian athletes that they choose the Jamaican route to go into the secondary schools, because it's obvious they get better competition, high-level competition, but they also get more competition. And that's the biggest difference with being a high school student in St. Lucia and high school students in Jamaica. So a lot of our athletes are going that way. So we lose some of our top athletes who could be at home competing and raising our standard of competition to Jamaica. Yes, it helps them in the end because they still represent St. Lucia in the end, but the development of our local athletics isn't as high level because we lose the best we have. So we really need to find ways to actually get those athletes more engaged so that they don't choose that route and go to Jamaica, and they understand that staying in St. Lucia and being coached by St. Lucians will help them develop. And we do have we actually see more athletes, okay? So now we're assisting more athletes in getting those scholarships. So we have about, I think, I'm going to quote myself, but about 30 athletes in college right now, and they're competing at a very high level. We actually have 3 who are at the NCAA Division 1 regional competition right now: Julian Alfred, Michael Joseph, and Kimani Alphonse. And so those athletes will be those we look to see compete for us internationally throughout the year.
Wonderful. Well, commendation to you, because we could all sit on the sideline and say this is a problem. But what are we going to be doing to make a difference? And you have gone ahead and put on this meet, and I think it's commendable. Let's talk a little bit more about the meet. When would it be? What do you hope to accomplish from that meet? Who can get involved? You're still looking for probably partnership in some form or way, financially or some support. Let's talk about the meet.
All right, so the meet is going to be on June 3rd, which is Saturday, next week Saturday. It's going to be a little bit of everything. So we have under 15 categories, under 16, under 18, and open events. And we also have some veterans events just to get the older persons who haven't been doing. Because I think...
we see you then.
Me... No, no, no.
Why not?
I'll be managing the meet around, so I won't
Okay.
be able to compete. But it's gonna be exciting. I think having it in Soufrière, and Soufrière is a place where you always get the community to come out. So that's one of the things we're looking forward to, is having the community
all
come
day?
out.
Is it all day?
It starts at 10 and ends at 5. We also have the teams, like I mentioned, coming from Dominica, which will be an exciting touch to that. And we also have some of our college athletes coming down to compete for that as well. So again, another layer of high-level competition. It's free of charge, so everybody's come in, enjoy. We have prizes for our fans in the stands, for the athletes as well. We just want to make it an exciting thing and to try and help develop the sport and get people more in touch with the athletes.
Wonderful. So the future of the Makeba Alcide track and field meet, what do you hope to accomplish moving forward?
Okay, moving forward, like I said, I didn't plan to actually have this meet. It just happened because there was a need for it. This is the second year, so it's looking good, and it's already better because we have gotten some persons from the region to come in. Next year we're already looking ahead and trying to invite teams from Martinique and Guadeloupe, which is a easy by the ferry to come through, and then eventually we want it to be one of the big meets in the region where athletes come and showcase their talent.
Wonderful. Is there a way we can follow what's going on? If you're on social media or anything?
Yes, St. Lucia Athletics Association will be having it. Winners TV will be broadcasting live. So yeah, it will be on social media as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and kudos to you for that initiative, a beautiful one, and I hope to see it grow really big and you could realize the dreams that you want through this. Wonderful. Thank you so much. And we're here today at the Tiroche RC Primary School. In Castries, yes, there's a differentiation. I'm going to Tiroche, and they say which one. Yes. So I now know there's two. There's more than one, actually. Right. I should say we're here with Miss Kathleen. Miss Kathleen, how are you doing? Miss Louise? Nice of you to have invited us again. And this is my first time, but it's not DBS's first time here reading to your students. And you're such a lovely bunch of students. Now you are the initiator of the reading activity that happens here, as that is in commemoration with Reading Month, which is the month of May. Right, so we're basically wrapping up the Reading Month right now. This is just one of the activities that's planned out, where you invite persons, personals, influencers, or societal persons to come to read to your students. But this is not all. Talk to us a little bit about some of the activities that you normally put on, and some that you have planned for this year, some that you probably would have knocked off the cards already, and you know what's left.
All right. Well, Reading Month has been so jam-packed for all the schools on the island. Here in Tiroche, we've had a number of activities. Some of the most prominent ones were the reader exchange, where we exchange readers from Tiroche, Bocage, and Forestier. We did that. Another one was where the bikers came in, bikers from Baby on Board. They came in to read. They came in with their bikes. So let me tell you, pandemonium. They came in, they read. We've had parents coming in to read. We had firemen coming in to read. We had nurses coming in to read, and we have police coming in next week. Right? So Reading Month does not only extend until May 45th. Here at Tiroche, we have extended it. Next week, coming up, we have our reading train, literacy train, which is going to be going around the city of Castries, and the students are really looking forward to this one. Yes, students will be dressed in character from their favorite storybook. Each class was given the mandate to choose a story. This story they would read for the entire month, and then they would demonstrate or dress up as characters from this story, and then they will be going on the reading train dressed in character. And then we end with a reading picnic, which is going to be held at Serenity Park, where students whilst they're on the train, they have their books with them. When we get to Serenity Park, they sit, they have their lunch, and they read their books.
How important it is to have these activities for students?
It's very, very, very critical for students because it not only caters to help them learn the importance of reading, but it caters to the social aspect of the child because you may want your child to grow to be a wholesome person. So this also caters to the social aspect where the students get to interact with students from other institutions, and they get also to see professionals coming in from all different professions coming in to read to them. So it also gives them an idea as to what they will achieve when they grow up.
Wonderful. We've heard in recent times that reading is really sliding, or students no longer take this on. Like we don't see people getting into books, we don't see students being avid readers no more. Very few of them, if there is. Is that something that you can attest to?
We can. But this year I think this is going to be changing because reading now has been opened. Students have now seen that reading is so important, and it's in every single thing that you do. You need to know how to read. So teachers, parents, everybody has come on board, and we're going to bring that sitting down with a book back into the lives of our students. Right?
Let's speak to libraries. We grew up in eras where libraries were very, very much a part of our existence. You know, you go to the library, you what do? You rent a book, you bring your book back to read. Exactly. Do we still have that culture?
Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, one of the activities that we had at Tiroshi Primary School to open up our Reading Month celebration was the and I'll take you through it. We redid our library. Yes. And we also dedicated it to a past teacher who was one of the teachers who decided to put a library in order for the school. And even now we have, I think, 1 or 2 classes are trying to use the central library, and children have been encouraged to have their own class libraries. So we're bringing that back in. So we started at the school, and we encourage children to be part of the bigger central library of St. Lucia where they go in and read. Yes, that is one program that I want to see implemented again. I remember a few years ago there was the mobile library, the Ministry of Education had the mobile library where they would go to all the different communities on island, and they would bring the central library to the students. This was a very good initiative that I would like to see coming back. Yes.
What in terms of now us as a general public, what would you like to say to us? That how can we play our part in enhancing what it is you're trying to do?
Public, please, we need your support. We need to bring reading back to our students. It's not only about going online. It's not about going online. Technology does play part, but we need to get the students to actively engaged in reading. And you can read anywhere. You can read anything. Labels at the supermarket. You can read the Bible. You can read the newspaper, the magazine. You can read anything. Street signs. You can even now read bumper stickers on vehicles. So please encourage your children at home to read. Sit with them 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Sit with them. Discuss what they read. Just simple things. Please and thank you.
Wonderful. In terms of our literacy levels and lack of reading, can you comment on that one? In terms of if we don't get this reading thing back down, where is our literacy heading?
Well, if we don't get that part down, then literacy will disappear. What we know as literacy will disappear. And we do not want that to happen. St. Lucia has been known internationally for our 2 Nobel laureates. And these 2 gentlemen were avid readers at the time they were young, right? We have lots of sportsmen and sportswomen who are internationally known. Our soca artists internationally known. They write their songs. Where did they get the songs from? Through reading.
Absolutely.
So we need to follow, and we need to make sure that we keep the traditions alive. Read. Get your children to read.
Well said. Thank you, Miss. Thank you so
very
much.
much
And it
for
was an
coming.
honor reading for you today and your kids.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Anytime.
Wonderful.
protein all the way. Oh, nom, 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 nom. Legs, good morning. So, Lucia, in translation, let me elaborate on what I said earlier on. The yum, 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 meaning that the protein, that's how good the protein is. She can put it down. So, a Bweelzfit lifestyle, we have it all. We have protein on sale, protein bars, protein powders, protein dollies, everything is proteinized right here. So now we need it to help rebuild the muscle tissues and fibers in the body, and then we're going to use that energy we just inserted in our body to exert it out in the legs workout today. We're getting it done. So if you have these bands at home, you can put it on. I'm not going to say what else you can use for bands. Figure it out. Look at it, I'm putting it on. So you would know, Maureen, you would know what you're putting on. I'm not going to say what you can use for bands. All right. So the first exercise we're going to do knee ups. So we're going to go down on our knee and stay in a squat position and stand. Remember, 6 minutes of explosive exercise. You ready? Let's go. In 3, 2, 1. You go down and back up. 1, stay low. 2, 3, 4. Let's go, St. Lucia. 5, 6, 7. Don't call for me. You have that. 8, 9. One more. And 10. Excellent. How does that feel? That's tough, right? Right. I see a piece of protein fall there. That's good. Don't eat all the protein before you finish workout. Let's go. You're going to open your feet, your legs wider than your body position, and we're going to pulse down, arms stretched out. All right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, feel that burn. Yeah, feel that burn. We're going to take 10 seconds rest, and then we're going to put our feet slightly together, maintaining the tension of the band or elastic band or whatever that's tight in your legs. Holding, maintaining the pressure, slide it together, and we're going to squat down, hold for 2 seconds and come back up. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, pause. Down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, pause. 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, pause. Let's go. 5. Woo, it's burning, morning. 6. Woo, wheels. 7. Woo. Yeah, 8. Pressure. 9. 10. 2 more. Let's go. Feel the pressure. 11. 1 more. Come on. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Yeah. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Whew, it's tough. Yeah, the Bweelzfit hotline is coming in. But you know, we can't start, you know, because my sister body calling for protein, so I just going to put it right in the protein section because you know they're calling for the protein. We have to have it there. All right. So the first exercise, we're going to go as wide as you can, but we're going to put the bands on top of the thigh area. Understand? Then we're going to squat down and let our hands touch the ground. We're going to pulse twice and come back all the way up. You ready? Let's get it done. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Always maintain a slight bend in your knees. Even when you come up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 more, 11, and 12. Whew. Excellent. It seems like a short space of time, but that was explosive. We need to stretch it out now. Come up more. Going to bring back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it. Up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And last but not least. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. When you finish the legs, you're walking like you cannot walk again. So you're going to have a commando walking. That's how you walk when you finish the legs. Chest out, core in, and we get it. Can you leave me hanging? I check in. And that's how we get it done at Bweelzfit Lifestyle, powered by DBS. Good morning.
And that is our show for today. Join us again tomorrow right here. We'll be back here on DBS This Morning. I'm Maureen.